There's a lot of notes here. You spoke to whom? Carlos, the general
I
manager
was
of
supposed
what?
of the leasing prop. So when I went there, I went to go scout stores, and it was closed, and a guy walked out, and he said he was drilling the machines open to get the money out because the person who previously operated it, like I said, he left his keys in the change machine, and someone stole the change machine. So that's how I got the number to Omar to lease the space, because it's literally just sitting there right now.
All right. I hate to say it, but that's all. I only asked you where did you get the information from the guy? So you're physically at the store, and the property manager is also there.
I was outside of his store. It wasn't open. It was all boarded off, like closed with paper and stuff. And he walked out randomly.
Okay. So we're being told
The general manager of the building.
Why did the store close?
Because, like I said, the guy got robbed.
Do you believe that?
He went bankrupt, apparently.
Do you believe that the store closed and went bankrupt because he got robbed? He left his keys sitting there, and someone picked up the keys, came back later, opened the change machine, and took the money out. So do you know how much money these are yes or no questions. Do you know how much money those change machines hold?
I'm assuming not much. Maybe
yes
not.
Or no question?
No.
Okay. A few $1,000s. So if Starbucks gets robbed of every single piece of coffee that's in the store, and they also take every penny out of the register, is that Starbucks going to go bankrupt?
No.
Why did this store close?
Because there was a poor operator.
God bless America. Sorry, Canada. They closed because they never could ever figure out how to make money. They closed because they never ran the store properly, period. One of the many, I see stores that close because of a dryer fire. What do you think you do when you own 36 laundromats and a dryer catches on fire? Do you call 911? No, you put the fire out, you put a fan in the door and get the smoke out, and you say, come on in, everybody. It's an excuse. The same way this is an excuse. So you saw Carlos, the general manager that works for the landlord, not the operator, drilling the machines out to pull the money out, destroying every single lock on every single coin box in the store in order to get a few $100s in quarters. Does that seem odd to you?
Yeah.
Are you on a headset? It's really hard to hear you.
Sorry, everyone says that with my phone. It just might be my phone.
Well, you might need to go visit Verizon.
Yeah.
So Carlos,
is it a bit better now?
Are you standing on one foot? You met Carlos,
that's what I think.
And Carlos gave you the phone number to Omar, and Omar is the guy that owns the building and now owns the laundromat with a bunch of drilled out boxes.
Correct.
Here's what I see. A laundromat that has almost no washing machines and a ton of single stack tumblers. Okay? Don't believe the hype. Don't believe that they closed down because someone lost their set of keys. What a joke. If you lost your keys in a laundromat that's earning you $55,000 a month and someone cleans out your change machine, are you going to go bankrupt?
No.
No. We're on the same page. Omar is getting called by Danny. You are listening in and taking notes. Here we go. Come on, Omar. Wait a minute.
Hello?
Omar.
Yes.
Omar, my name is Danny. I'm interested in leasing some space from you here in Ontario. I ran into Carlos. My partner talked to Carlos.
Hello?
Hi. My partner talked to Carlos, your manager.
Okay. You spoke to Carlos. Okay, great.
Now, I'm
Yeah, you're in. Are you based out of? You're based out of Phoenix?
It's a cell phone, bro. We're local.
Oh, okay. It confused me. I was like, what? What's the sense? So no problem.
When's
no
the
problem.
last time you talked
So,
to
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
who was talking on a landline?
No, I can't remember the last time, but I
Yeah.
rarely speak to people from Phoenix. That's all. We're mostly a Canadian
Okay.
company. That's why.
I've got a
That's why I was
lovely
looking around.
ranch in Cave Creek, Arizona. I got a yacht in San Diego, tons of properties in Ontario and other
Are
provinces.
you Canadian or you're American or?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York originally. My partner is
Cool,
Canadian.
Man. Oh, cool. So you bought properties in Canada, U.S., both. That's pretty cool.
And Mexico.
In Mexico. Very nice.
Omar,
Very nice.
are you the operator of the laundromat at that location?
No, I'm the owner of the building.
Okay.
I own the actual equipment as well. So
Yeah,
when
of course
I bought
you do.
that laundromat,
Of course you do.
I inherited the equipment.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I inherited the equipment, and I got someone to Brian. His name is Brian. He took over the laundromat, but he's done his business. He's a vending machine guy. So he didn't, I don't think he put a lot of effort into it. He was doing well, but he constantly got vandalized, every 2, 3, 4 months. So what I suggested he do is, because he doesn't know how to run a laundromat. So when I was running it, it was quite profitable when I first took over the building because of the nature of the neighborhood. But yeah, it's up for lease again. He doesn't have the time to do it, nor the effort. So it has to be an owner-operator who actually wants to do it. But I'll tell you, the area is great for it. It's all low income. And I don't know if you know this, but the LRT is now under construction in Hamilton, and the LRT goes right in front of the laundromat. One of the 10 stops or 11 stops.
I like your style.
Pardon me?
I like your style. You went from telling me about the operator, how you inherited the equipment. Look, this guy failed because he had no idea what he was doing. He didn't fail because of vandalism.
Right, exactly.
If I've got a store that's netting me $50,000 a month and someone comes in and cleans out my change machines, I'm not going to close the doors. If I have a dryer fire because the Chinese restaurant leaves a bunch of rags in one of my dryers, I'm not going to close the doors. I'm going to basically laugh about it. I try to avoid bringing the fire department in so they don't shut me down, and I keep operating. So at the end of the day,
exactly.
we need to understand each other. And then you go from that to telling me what a lovely location it is. Great. I'm interested, or I wouldn't be calling. Why did you have Carlos in there drilling the coin boxes out?
I don't think he was drilling the coin box. The coin box was vandalized, so he might have been repairing it or something. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, I could be wrong.
He wouldn't be.
Well,
yeah,
I don't know.
He wouldn't be taking out. The coin box was vandalized.
Again, I don't need to hear this. It's my understanding that, according to Carlos, the previous operator, first of all, he didn't know what he. Let's back up. The equipment that's in that laundromat is junk. It's worthless. It's not going to earn anybody money.
It's a bit dated.
Okay, so that we understand each other. Do you know why I'm calling you?
Do not.
Infrastructure. Not because of the new, not because of the new freeway construction or the subway that might go in there 100 years from now. It's not the helipad that's on the roof. It's the infrastructure. The gas, water, and electric exists. I have enough stores. I have enough stores to understand that this can be profitable, but I need to know from you what the proper and commensurate rate of rent is. And I need a rate of rent on a 15-year term because we're going to retool it. I'm going to spend the money for the equipment, and it's going to become a very, very different laundromat. This guy didn't fail because he didn't know what he was doing. He failed because he had no idea what it takes to run a successful store. And it's the preponderance of that is just equipment. I make it sound simple because
and like I said, you obviously know what you're doing. He is a vending machine guy who tried his hand in the laundromat business, didn't put a lot of effort into it.
I heard you.
And you're 100% right.
I heard you. You know what I do with my vending machines?
What do you do?
I give them away. I'll call that guy back and he can do what he knows because I don't want to deal with 7,000 soda and snack cans a month. I don't want to deal with it. So I give it away. If you do one thing and do it well, you profit from it. If you try to put your fingers in all these pies, you end up with a mess. 15-year term, what's your asking rate?
The rent just about $2,000 a month plus tax. I think it was 2,100 or something along those lines. 2,150.
You're
20,
you're fading on me. You're fading on me. I couldn't really understand that. I think you're on a headset or something.
I'm just on my AirPods. Let me just change to get me off my AirPods. So sorry, but the rent was about just over 2,000 plus tax. Like I said.
Well, I hear you saying you own this building, yes?
Sorry, you cut out there. What was it?
Do you own the building?
I do own the building. That's
okay,
correct.
Excellent. I appreciate being able to deal directly with you. You said the rent was, and I'm not going to mince words here. That rent was being charged to a failure. So we have to have what is commensurate rent for a proposed success. I can't pay what the last guy did. And here's the difference. I'm going to have debt service on the new equipment, which is very different from the last guy. All the last guy had to do was go in there and work 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, and make money. No, because the consumer walks in and says, oh, this place is clean, the air conditioning's working, but the one thing they want to do is that tactile experience. They want to deal with the washers and the dryers and the folding. So we have to change that. What's the square footage? How big is the space?
If I had to approximate, I think the square footage is around 1,000 to 1,200 square feet, with an equal sized basement for storage with proper ceiling heights, like 9-foot ceiling heights. So if you had to store stuff, you could do it in the basement as well. So I'd say 1,000 to 1,200 square feet plus the exact same configuration in the basement, which obviously is unfinished.
Sure. Well, I don't need space for storage. It's not a dollar store, or I don't know what other business might need that. What we need is floor space for the equipment. And I'm also concerned that there's a basement, which means that there's trusses where we're placing the equipment. So that could be a no-go for us to begin with. There's only very, very few top-load washers in this space, so we're going to need to have to come back. But first question, before we do an inspection and see if it's even viable for us, it's very, very small. A lot of the spaces are. We can start at $1,200. We can start at $1 per square foot and have 3% increases. If we are still talking, I will have my partner come and inspect and probably bring one of our distributors along to see if it's even plausible. I might be the guy that makes you understand that you no longer even want a laundromat there, because you're going to churn through one operator after the next and the next that can't possibly win. And you don't want that. I hope you don't. You know, whether or not you're collecting.
Of course, why would I want that?
Yeah, whether or not. Well, you know, some landlords do. They collect.
Well, some people are fucking idiots, right? They have no logic. They have no common sense. They have no reasoning.
You said it. Well, they collect. Again, I'm from Brooklyn originally. They want to collect key fees and they want to fuck one guy after the next and take that down payment. Are we still talking at $1,200 a month to start?
Yeah, we're still talking. Again, I'll tell you, I'm being very truthful with you. That LRT is coming. It's already under construction. So within 3, 4, 5 years, yeah, it's going to be there, and you'll have a lot more traffic. So I'm cool with $1,200, and I'm cool with helping you subsidize the setup. I have no problem with that. But at the duration of that 5 years, your business will be up substantially, and I would like to be able to negotiate not on 5-year terms, not a 15-year term. Does that make sense to you?
No, because for one thing, if we end up with a county island because of the infrastructure, it could be very, very bad. I have a store where people can't turn right into the parking lot, for instance, so there's no way of telling. And I have to say to you, to give you some advice as a fellow landlord, if you think I'm going to renegotiate after I've spent the money on equipment in 5 years, then it is a no-go, because I do need a 15-year term. You might be able to vanilla all the other space. You might be able to level the building and put a condo project in here. But, you know, I can't spend the money on equipment and hope to renegotiate in 5 years.
I completely understand. I completely understand where you're coming from. Your equipment is going to cost you a shitload of money. I get it.
Yeah.
And if you have to renegotiate in 5 years, that's not fair to you. Look, the reality is this. This is not my business. I'm a landlord. I'm a landlord. I have about 70 or 80 doors. But I'm not landlord. I'm really a hedge fund guy. So
nice.
You know, I just want a person who's going to
go
in there.
You know what?
Do a great job.
You're a good salesman, but you're also dealing with somebody that knows the absolute truths when it comes to these stores. I'm not falling in love with the place. I'm going to have my partner reach out should she reach out to Carlos to gain entrance? I assume it's not you.
Yeah. She reached out to Carlos to get entrance. Exactly.
What's his cell phone number?
You want me to text with you?
Yeah, sure. This is your cell phone I'm talking to you on?
Yes, that's correct.
Omar, I've got your information. We can get somebody out there right away. We want to see if it's even viable, and maybe we're the ones that tell you that it's not. We're at the infancy of this. I like your style. I'll have my partner Trista reach out to Carlos. Text me his number. Danny,
Okay, I'll send you a text. What are you guys looking at? Sorry, go ahead.
I'm Danny D'Angelo. Go ahead.
Thanks. It's a pleasure talking to you, Danny. Just what is your long-term vision? What do you plan on doing? Just like spend a bunch of money, get the laundromat up and running, and then just kind of like cash flow from there, correct?
Well, I, much like yourself, have other interests. However, in this vein, we sign leases. We're not buying properties for obvious reasons currently. We spend the money on equipment, not someone's failure. We don't buy laundromats. That's part of it. We've been looking at this store previous to this. The guy didn't leave because of vandalism. He left because he couldn't run the store, and we intend to run it differently. But long term, this is it. I want to sign that lease and run another good store.
Yeah, perfect. Just curious, your business north of the border. I'll be happy to do it. Her name was Trista. She was sick last week. We had a call scheduled, but she said she was in the hospital or something along those lines. She can reach out to Carlos. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, what would you? And pardon my ignorance, I don't know this industry. What would the equipment cost in a unit like that? I think there's about, I want to say 23 or 25 washers and 23 or 25 dryers. So
the washers that are in there are junk. They need to be upgraded, not only because they're top loaders, they don't have the capacity that's necessary, but the tumblers, which is what we call dryers, are single stack tumblers. So those will all be blown out. We spend $200, $250 a square foot.
250 a square foot. So for let's say it's 1,200 square feet, 200 a square feet, that would be, you're looking at hundreds of thousands.
$120 million.
Well, 200 to 300,000, depending on.
You're the hedge fund guy.
Yeah.
I need a calculator to figure out my pant size. All right, Omar, appreciate you. Right. We'll let you know.
Okay. I'll send this off to you, okay?
Bye. Thrilling. I don't have the time to sit and talk to the guy about my life's plan or my life's work. My 14-year-old just turned 15. That's what I'm really thinking about. So look, when I hear the guy say it's 1,200 square feet, that can work in Canada. Secondly, it's a basement. We need to know if the trusses are correct, etc. He's going to text me the number. I'll get back with you, and we will see if this is even viable. But the start of the call was really humorous to me because he went from, hey, I got a fish on. I have a guy who doesn't know shit about Shinola, so I'm going to tell him, oh, the laundromat closed, and I inherited the equipment. Okay, that's an adorable term, isn't it? He inherited it. What he's really saying is he got it for free, but he thinks at that point that he still has a rube on the phone. He thinks he's got someone that is maybe going to give him key fee or give him. He said they were paying $2,100 a month. There's another crucial point in the call. I don't let people go. I'm like a dog with a bone. $2,100 a month is what they were paying. No, they weren't. They couldn't pay that. You think you're going to get that from us? Yeah, well, and then I'm a hedge fund guy. That's just pride, right? He wants to let me know that he's not this small-time landlord. He's a hedge fund guy. Okay, so you shouldn't give a shit about this. Then he's telling me that the freeway is coming in and all these changes are being made. Well, like I said, trust me, that might just end up putting this place on a county island where no one can get to it. You understand? He says, well, we're going to have to put it all in the notes. I could see you writing down what he was doing. And you're going to have to reach out to Omar, whom you already know. You're going to have to bring a local distributor with you. It's not a big deal. All you do is keep your mouth shut. Let these people do the talking. Don't talk lease terms. and let them tick all the boxes. They might just say, well, you know what? This floor cannot hold the weight of the proper tonnage of equipment. But he did say one thing, didn't he? He said, I'd be willing to spend the money to allow you to truss up the floor.
Yeah. I think that went well. I like how you also got him at the end and said head footage guy again. That was funny. He was asking about how much it would cost.
At the
when he shouldn't really care.
At the very least, I can certainly be funny. He just texted me the number, so I'll put the number in the notes so you can reach out. You know, it's you scouting the location and finding what is a good location, and then me doing this, which is I'm your mouthpiece. That's all there is to it. All right, so we've got another chance here, and we're calling this. We've called this landlord before. Did we ever talk to anyone?
Everton, no. Just got a voicemail.
Let's try again. Stand by. Did you guys subscribe? Because now's your chance. Do it. Do it. Do it. This guy doesn't. Do it.
You've reached Everton. Please leave a message and I'll call you back as soon as I...
Please leave your message after the tone.
Everton, I have left you a few messages, my friend. My name is Danny. My cell phone, the only number. Give me a call or you can text me at that number day or night. Thank you so much. Everton doesn't ever care. And last chance here, Mr. Lee. This guy doesn't even have his voicemail box set up, or at least he didn't last time we tried. Let's see if he is sitting on the toilet so he can answer his phone. What do you say? Here we go. All right, now you subscribed. Now you press the thumbs up. Come on, Mr. Lee. You rotten bastard. If I could just get people on the phone, imagine how easy my life would be.
Your call has been forwarded but has not been initialized by the customer you are calling. The Rogers Wireless customer.
He's a winner.
Too bad.
It is too bad. It is. All right, I'll send you what's-his-face's number so you can go out there and reach out. Again, play a role, right? You're Clint Eastwood. You're the man with no name, in your case, the woman with no name, and you're just going to show up, keep your mouth shut, look at all the things, snap some pictures, reach out to a distributor, have them come and tell you what's what. This might not be a deal. Don't fall in love with these stores. It's not yours. You're not losing money or bleeding ink, and there's no time to lose sleep over this. You know that deal. I can't help people when they do, but I am not a motivational speaker. I'm certainly not a counselor. I'll forward the number. I'll put it in the document.
All right. Thanks so much, Danny.
Thank
I think
you.
it went really well with Omar.
Bye-bye. Now on to you lot. Looking at your little thingies here. Vending machines break all the time. Yes, they do. I decided a very, very long time ago, when you're looking at vending, people can make money in vending. They make money with a route. They have hundreds and hundreds of machines. Otherwise, it's a hobby. It's a joke. Filling a Dixie Narco 600 with sodas, that's a pickup truck full of soda. Where are you going to get it? Costco? Sam's Club? And then you watch these pros, they're throwing those cans. They can fill that machine in 4 or 5 minutes, it's going to take you a half hour. Do you live in Phoenix? Is it 120 degrees out, 10 feet off the ground in the shade? What happens when one of those soda cans pops? You can't use it anymore. There goes your profit. What happens when it explodes when you're throwing it in there, trying to be quick? Now you're there for 2.5 hours cleaning that sticky mess up. No thanks. Give it away. That's in my course. I touch on essentially everything you need to know to run successful coin laundromats. It's all there. Because it's a streaming course with videos, I've been adding to it for almost 20 years. Ryan says, I'm sorry I got to this late. Where in Canada are we looking? None of your business, Ryan. This is not my business. I'm a landlord, ? Yeah, I know. It's good to see more Canadians like this student and myself getting Danny to these calls. Feel the pain of smaller laundromats being in Canada seems to be common here. Sadly. Why is everybody so sad and in pain? Always a pleasure to hear you in your element, Danny. Thank you, Mike. Danny is elite at this. Great watching him do what he does. Well, you guys are awesome. I assume for every comment when somebody says that, there's 1,000 people thinking it. All right, back to work, kiddies. Get out of your cubicle and go scout some stores. Let's do a thing. Anybody buys the course in the next 11 seconds, and I will talk to you for free. That's a free phone consultation with Danny. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Impossible. You should buy the course anyway. Bye.